So first we're going to take a look at the history of the LGBT community in Canada. Some important historical cases we'll be looking at are Clifford versus the Queen, Attorney General versus Mossop, and Vryn versus Alberta. In 1965, Everett Clifford, at the age of 24, confirmed to police that he was gay. Subsequently, in 1967, Clifford was arrested and sent to prison indefinitely as a dangerous sex offender, which was later upheld by the Supreme Court of Canada within the same year. Clifford versus the Queen was a milestone case that was the catalyst to the decriminalization of homosexuality. Fortunately, in 1967, Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau proposed amendments to the Criminal Code, which, among other things, would lead to the decriminalization of homosexuality. In 1969, the proposed amendments passed, making homosexuality no longer a criminal offense, which eventually led to Everett's release in 1971. In 1991, Delvin Vryn, a lab instructor in Alberta, was fired from his job because he was gay. The Alberta Human Rights Commission refused to investigate the case because the Alberta Individual Rights Protection Act does not cover discrimination based on sexual orientation. Vryn took the provincial government to court, where the court ruled that sexual orientation had to be added to the act. The Alberta government appealed the decision and won. Eventually, the case was taken to the Supreme Court of Canada, where the courts also ruled that sexual orientation had to be added to the act, as the exclusion of homosexuals violated the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. In 1993, Brian Mossop was denied bereavement leave from his job to go to the funeral of his long-term partner's father. He was denied leave because he was not considered a spouse or common-law partner under the current law. Mossop took the issue to the Canadian Human Rights Commission and argued on the grounds of family status because sexual orientation was not yet a prohibited ground of discrimination. Unfortunately, Mossop lost the case, but two judges argued that family status should include same-sex couples. Attorney General versus Mossop initiated a national concern for gay rights and illustrated the progress that was made since cases like Clifford versus the Queen. Other important dates for the LGBT community include November 1992, when the federal court eliminates the ban of homosexuals in the military, which allows gays and lesbians to serve the country. In 1996, Bill C-33 was passed by the federal government, which adds sexual orientation to the Canadian Human Rights Act. In 2000, Bill C-23 was passed, which gave same-sex couples living in common law the same social and tax benefits as heterosexuals living in common law. And of course, July 20th, 2005, Bill C-38 was passed, which legalized same-sex marriage.
Created using Powtoon.